Andromeda. Let's discuss in this video how small to medium-sized businesses can stop the confusion of what is going on in the meta world and actually get to grips with what they need to do. And after this video, you will be completely free of all the confusion and know what to do. I'm joined today by Olivia Tutt, my colleague, and myself, Nick Boddington. So why would you trust us? We run accounts for 200 plus businesses, and we are also in the same world as you, figuring this path out. We've just tested it in lots and lots of different businesses, and I'm going to tell you today the way to structure your ad account and how to move forward after this video. So, what is Meta Andromeda? Andromeda. I keep saying Andromeda, but it's Andromeda, apparently. So if we look into Meta's explanation here, so as usual with this, we are not going to understand pretty much anything in here. So Meta Andromeda, supercharging Advantage Plus automation with the next gen personalized ads retrieval engine. But what does this mean? So in layman terms, what we've been doing for the last 10 years in Meta is been really, really good. And I would say until the last 2 years, there's been people just making so much money out of just throwing a load of okay stuff at the platform, using an amazing database, which is an ad set and your demographics, and you can really niche down. Now that's become bigger and bigger, and it's really millions in audience now. But back in the day, you could really niche down to smaller audiences. Now, what we've seen over the last couple of years is the fact that we've had dynamic creative has come out. We've been using that for years and loving it, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's now turned to flexible. But what those essentially do is allow you to have 10 creatives in an ad, 5 primary text, 5 descriptions, and 5 headlines. Now, if we think about all the advertising that's going on Meta in the world, that's a lot of stuff going into a computer. And we look at this, and it's a very, very intelligent computer. And I know that every advertiser over the last few years has been trying to fight it and hack it. And we've been saying, no, just go with it, use Advantage Plus, broad, and you're going with the different changes that are happening. But what Meta's realized is that it's not as powerful as it needs to be. And with the adoption of AI, they've now put an AI chip into, which is an NVIDIA Grace Hopper super chip, it says here, has gone into Meta's algorithm. Really simply to help it understand us as an audience, the people we're trying to sell to, whether it's lead gen or it's e-commerce and buy products or services, and how much creative we can put into the platform, and let it do a really good job of finding the person who's going to buy that product from the ad that's talking to that person.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we know that in the last, I suppose it's been a real big change for us in the last year and a half, because we've gone into different types of testing. And I think one of the things why we've always been successful, especially with helping small to medium-sized businesses, is the fact that a lot of our clients will have low budgets.
Yeah.
You know, some even like, can we use £5 a day or $5 a day, which is like, no.
No.
But, you know, £20 or $20 a day is not unusual for most Facebook advertisers. And the reason why I wanted to explain on this video with us talking about it is the fact that, you know, everyone's talking about the tens, the hundreds, the millions of pounds a day spend. Like, literally, I'm not even exaggerating there. That's a very small amount of the world who are doing that. So I wanted to do this video about how we can then restructure or teach small businesses how they can structure, because we know in our school community, the ads clinic, that people are getting really, even spending £10, £20 a day, they're worried about, how do I do this? I've never known any time that, apart from really lookalikes when they came out like over 10 years ago, that people are talking about so many things so much and panicking. And I don't know whether it's the word Andromeda, you know, that space and AI thing, but people are really sort of worried. So on this video, I want to basically break down how we've been doing it and what we need to do now from the accounts that we work on, small and large and medium, to what I'm seeing from all these other gurus out there on YouTube who've got, you know, these $100,000 a day accounts. Must be loads of them because there's loads of YouTube videos. So should we go into it? Let's see.
Yeah.
So basically, let's just do a little bit of a diagram here. So the way we've been doing it up until now, I'm not going to go right back into the past. There's no point. But let's say if we look at the last few years, we've had a campaign, right? Now, correct me Liv, if I go through this and you think slightly different. And then we have an ad set. And we've been working really up until now using ABO, which is ad set budget optimization. So rather than having our budget up here at campaign level, we've had it here.
Yeah, correct.
Now, we would have then one ad in this, okay? And we would test one ad. Now, as time's gone by, I would say in the last year or so, we've started testing different things in that ad set, haven't we? So let me just, so we've got this ad 2, ad 3, okay? And that might be broken down by hooks, correct?
Yeah.
So we'll be doing maybe the same video with different text on it going to this ad set. We'll find a winner, and let's say that's number 1, and then we'll go into different audiences. And we'd say ad set 2 might be a lookalike, and ad set 3 might be interest. Yeah? You agree with that?
I'd agree.
Now, I know lots of accounts do different things in different ways, and they might have more creatives in here because they've got more to spend. But we would say then, your minimum spend on each ad set would be £10 a day or $10 a day.
Yeah.
Maybe even 20, depending on how many ads are in here. So we'd start paying quite close attention to these ads can't be using 5 primary text. You're just giving, or 5 headlines, because we're giving too much into it. And we've sort of worked off that we wouldn't go more than 4 or 5 in an ad set because we don't want to give the computer's going to struggle on the amount. So we'd be controlling by budget. If you had each of these ad sets had 100 a day, then we know that we could have more ads in it.
Yeah,
correct?
More ads, more copy to test. Yeah.
So that's the way we're doing it. And I would say there are still a lot of accounts working this way, and it works, right? Now, the next way of doing this, I'll move this up. The new way is one campaign, one ad set, and loads of ads. This is what Meta's saying. This is what people are saying. Like 50 in the same thing. Now, I don't think you need 50. No one's talking about, well, everyone's talking about this ad set or this campaign. That's the other thing. We're running on a CBO campaign for this. Now, really, from my experience, if you were running an ABO here or a CBO with a budget, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Because it's only being split down into here. We're not running multiple ad sets in here. So CBO is not going to find a winning ad set. It's got one or the other. But just for ease, when setting up your campaign, just do CBO and choose your daily spend. Let's say you're starting off at 20 a day, 50 a day, right? And we've got all these ad sets in here. Now, the confusing thing is here, where I've seen lots of people sort of going wrong, is that they're reading it and saying, right, 50, you need to put in 50 creatives.
All that needs to be unique.
So they're putting 50 creatives in.
Yeah.
They're basically going into Canva and just going, essentially, I'm going to create 50 creatives. I'm not really going to do much thought about it, and I'm going to put them in there and see what works.
Yeah.
But they're forgetting what we do up here, which is we actually it's using a pen as well. We actually go through testing to find out what these winners are, but we've still got to go through testing here. And I think this is where there's loads of confusion, even in my own, because as I'm building out different ad accounts to spend money, I'm going with my old testing structure. And I've come to realize that old testing structure isn't old, it's the right way to do it. So we have our ad set here, which is our scaling control ad set. It's always going to be on, and we're going to have ads in here, which are going to be, I would say more realistically, we're going to have maybe 5 or 6, right? Different concepts, but we'll get to that.
And you can filter those out, a couple of weeks, months, you think, that message isn't right anymore. If it's more timely, you can turn them off. Yeah, that's what tends to work. You have something running for a month or so, depending on like a season or whatever it might be, depending on product. Yeah. And then you sort of then work from the bottom, filter out, and then as the new winners come in. Yeah, absolutely. You could work like that. Absolutely, as well. But we want to be paying attention to what the winners are. Yeah. Because what Meta's essentially saying is,
we're not doing the retargeting anymore as a campaign. It's all happening in here. And we'll get onto the concepts in a minute of how that sort of works. But from a testing point of view, we're going to have another ad set, another campaign, but this one is going to be ABO. And in here, we're going to have different ad sets or concepts or batches, however you want to call it, with their own daily budget.
But all the same audience.
All the same audience, yeah. So just to clarify, this is now Advantage Plus. I'm not even going to talk about interest because I don't think they're going to be around.
No, I don't think so.
So one thing you'll notice in the opportunity score goes up to 100% when you're using full 100% Advantage Plus. As soon as you start taking out things like music off your creative or putting an age group in the audience, your opportunity score goes down. That's Meta's way of saying I'm now in complete control 100%. Okay. Now I don't think we ever want to give it complete control. I think I heard an example the other day of someone who, it was a funeral company, and they put a video out or a static out, and then like Spanish music was over the top of it. Yeah. Dance music. So it's not great.
Yeah.
So
you still just have to tweak it a little bit, don't you?
Exactly. So let's say that's ad set 1, 2, 2, and 3. Different concepts. So I would say, I'm not saying actually at the moment that we get rid of doing one video and trying different text hooks on top of it, because I still see it working as tests.
Yeah, massively.
But if we were to just have everything looking too similar, when we move into this winning one, we'll end up with 5 to 10 or 20 or 50 ads that all look too similar. And that's what we don't want. No,
and I think this is where this sort of like testing bit comes in. I think that each of the ad sets, which is your different topic or your, whatever it might be, it could be an ad set 1, you have 5 creatives, all the same video, different hooks.
Yeah.
But at least then ad set 2, the creative element needs to be, so different concept needs to be different.
Exactly.
So the video or static creative in each ad set needs to be different for each concept.
Yes.
But the hooks, you can then still have the hooks.
Now we've been doing these concept things for a while.
Yeah,
we've in the agency we've sat down in our teams and everything and gone, what different things we do, because our clients have had enough spend that we actually have to think about it. So for anyone who if it's completely new to you, this way of thinking of different concepts or different way you're going to speak to that customer, then you've been doing it wrong anyway. You should always be calling out. We've been calling out to an ideal customer for forever since we've done it.
Yeah.
We haven't just put willy-nilly up. So ad set 1 then, based on what you're saying, we could just do 4 ads in there.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to be a test.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we're looking for a winner in these. Now, when we were talking earlier about even if we're not going to do text overlay, let's say we've got a particular product and that product's a razor, right? A women's leg razor. If that women's leg razor is going to different age groups, we've got girls who are starting, and they're thinking, they're going into Superdrug, and they're going, oh, I need a new razor, right? And they don't know what to get because it's brand new. You've got the cheap Bic ones, haven't you? And then you've got the more expensive ones. So that they're a group concept which has got loads of different stuff you could do in it.
Yeah.
And then you've got 30 to 50 who are going to be doing things in a different way, and then you've got 50 plus who are going to do things in a different way. So those are the different concepts of how you speak to those people. But then can that razor be used for men? So then you're in the whole world of men as well.
Yeah.
So you can see how these ad sets are just going to get more and more and more and more based on all the different concepts people are doing. But I'm not against carrying on with like, oh, we've got a video that works really, really well. Like, for an example, at the moment, I've got an account where a video is done really, really well. And the client's saying to me, but we need to move into this Andromeda way of doing ads. And I'm like, well, we're building it in that way. But I can guarantee you, if we do that, if we take that video you're getting at the moment, which is doing really well, and we put some different text overlays over it to call out a different person, to call out someone, you'll see some winners. And already within 12 hours, we've seen one bringing in purchase at £11 when his average is £40.
Yeah.
So it's working. So I think what I'm seeing in the marketplace at the moment is everyone's gone, oh my God, it's now on this, we need to switch overnight. I just think gradually move into this. As long as you keep this sort of setup and go, right, I'm going to have one campaign, one ad sets, and I'm going to build winning ads. Even if on day one you have 1 or 2 winning ads in here, next week build another one into it because of a test, and the week after build another into it. And before you know it, you've got 10 ads in here. And then you just keep on building this. It's actually a really nice, simple way, I think.
I think it's having the fundamentals there, like the groundwork, which is this.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, slowly going into it and not being completely scared by it. Because if you're then just chucking things out there because you think it's the right thing to do, you're then not knowing what results to look at.
Yeah.
You're then confusing yourself and, the computer.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I think, here, how much money should people spend? 80% up here. Oh, Christ. 80% up here and 20% in your testing. Now, that doesn't have to be strict. You could do 60 to 80 up. Sorry, you could have 40% left over here and then put 40% in here. It depends on how many you're testing, because if you're going to do an ABO, which I'm advising doing, and each one of these ad sets is going to have £20 on it, or $20, that's 60 a day already up here. So then you need to make sure this has got more in it. This is going to be quite hard for small budget advertisers.
Yeah.
They might just have to wing it a little bit more and have their £20 a day up here and have 4 ads and basically not do the testing. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard because we're going really low on budgets, but we know that with all the people in our community.
And like one of mine, the clothing company, like a local clothing company, that's what I'm having to do because she's only got £20-30 a day to spend. So to test actually her overall ROI by having, 30% of her £30 a day budget, that's going to knock her ROI all the way down because you're not going to get as many sales. So that's what I'm finding is having one campaign, one ad set with the whole £30 a day budget.
Yeah.
And having then, she's got about 6 now.
Yeah.
Ads in there, and then just continue monitoring, then filtering out any older ones where you're seeing frequency go up and click-through rates go down because it's been seen too many times. And that is working for her. So it's a mini test in itself, but I think that's the way that people are going to have to go with a smaller budget. So
would your example there, would you keep it in this structure as just one structure?
I'd keep it exactly in that structure.
And turn off ones that just aren't getting anything.
Yeah.
And then look at the ones that are. And then go away, go into Canva or wherever you're doing it, build some more and add them to this.
Yeah, basically I'm working from the bottom up. And like with anything, after 5-7 days you are seeing that some of the creatives aren't working as well as they are, turn them off straight away. But what I'm finding is the longer things are on, actually Meta's now starting to not give them as much budget.
Yeah,
it's like they're saying actually people have seen this, it has been resonating, it's now not. So I'm then, before it gets to that low point of results, I'm turning them off and allowing the top ones that I just added in to match in the middle.
So that's a great point. So that's one thing that I'm finding no one's educating on, is we've always had this problem, and I think everyone watching this will agree, that Meta will find a favourite.
Yeah, always. Okay?
Now, if I go back to that razor company I'm talking about, and they've got decent budgets, right? So they're wanting to spend 1,000 a day, so it's not small money. They've got a particular ad which is winning and taking all the budget. So we've built out this top campaign, just like Andromeda says, and we've got in there at the moment 7 ads that are working. Right, they're winners. One's taking most of that budget, 90% of that budget, but its cost per purchase is too high.
Yeah.
Right, now you could say it from an MER point of view, but that's coming into the company. They're ordering. They're going to buy more razors on top of it. And yes, the company as a whole, from what they're putting out onto their spend compared to what they're taking in as revenue, they're at about 1.7 ROAS, right?
Yeah.
But if we can bring that cost per purchase down, that ROAS is going to go up. Okay? But Meta, for 3 weeks, has favoured that one particular video. Now we're in the position of, do you turn it off and it's going to go to the other ones?
Yeah.
Or do you turn it off and the other ones still don't work as well and your cost per purchase has gone high? We've basically said, let's find other winners and put them in. Now, if those winners that are getting £11 per purchase still don't overtake that winning one, you're in a predicament then that I think lots of advertisers are in, of going, it's pushing to the wrong one for the wrong KPIs.
would you in that case, I know we're saying one campaign, one ad set, all the testing, would you not duplicate that ad set that's had that one that's got all the budget, leave it on in there?
But then we're moving away from this structure, aren't we?
I was saying, like, what's the...
Yeah. And at the moment,
I think that's some of the questions that people ask is like, do you keep it in there? Do you turn it off? Or do we allow it to have its own budget and allow the other ones to test in separate ad set? I think that's where the grey area is, isn't it?
I think the overall thing is what's right for your business and account. And if your account works by saying, okay, for the last 3 years, I've been building it the old-fashioned way, and the old-fashioned way is still working for me, and I can still grow my business. That's what's important.
Yeah.
We're all in this for our businesses to grow.
Yeah.
With our own ads, bringing it into our community, those need to be as good a quality as possible for a really good price, and we can carry on scaling. And it's the same for anyone else. And I think that's the thing. Everyone's looking at all this and going, we need to stop everything we're doing now, and we need to move into this new way of doing it. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
No.
But I think just like Advantage Plus, what we've been saying for the last 3 years, do your interest-based audiences, ad sets, do your lookalike ad sets, try broad.
Yeah.
Try Advantage Plus. And we know for all the people in our community that people come back and say, I'm doing that, but my interest is still brings in all the money over and top Advantage Plus. But you say that Advantage Plus is the way forward. Well, yeah. But if you're still making money that way, just carry on making money that way.
Yeah. What you say, don't change it. It's not broken, don't change it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I think moral of the story is everyone's watching YouTube at the moment. There's a lot of noise going on about this.
Yeah.
And remember who you're watching, and hence why I started this video with for small and medium-sized businesses.
Yeah.
We're not spending 100,000 a day.
Yeah.
There are businesses, those big companies out there that other agencies are running, they are doing it, and they've got lots of data to work with. But there's a huge difference between someone spending £100 a day and 100,000, and you can still grow a business at £100 a day.
Yeah.
You can still grow a business at £50 a day. So that's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
But I would say, for anyone who's watched this video, use this concept of what we were talking about. It's really nice and simple. You're not having to spend silly amounts of money, and you can do the testing and move into Andromeda. If you're finding you're still getting results and things are still working, carry on. Just have it in mind that you could start testing in a different way. And if you want to know more and work with Liv and I and the rest of the team, go to school.com/the ads clinic, link below in the comments and in the description. It's all completely free, and you get to speak to us all the time.
What more could you want?
Exactly. Thanks for watching.